Hey guys, and welcome to another First Impressions video, the video game series in which we look at a soon-to-be released game and I give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. Today we take a look at a city builder with a difference, power to the people. It's a really interesting take on the classic city builder sort of genre, and I've really enjoyed my time with it so far. The writing, what there is of it, is actually quite good. The tutorial is pretty intuitive and makes it fun to learn. And the actual game is pretty damn challenging, but there are a few issues which we will get into. As always, we'll look at the settings first, then we'll jump straight into the game, and I'll give you my first thoughts and impressions on it. So let's not waste any more time. Let's jump straight into the action, shall we? Okay, so your settings menu. It is worth noting that they do turn the volume down from maximum, which is really nice, although the game is still rather loud. That being said, the music is very relaxing and quite chill, so you're probably not going to mind that too much. Going into the graphics, there's a number of options here, which is really nice. It does have camera shake on by default. I have turned it off. That is generally for your explosions and stuff, but other than that, it's a very complete menu, more than I was expecting from a game like this. And then your controls, you can have edge pan on or off, your camera pan speed, and whether you want to just use your keyboard and mouse, or just your keyboard, and then you can rebind a lot of the buttons. But with this being a top-down city builder, you are going to be able to do most of this with just your mouse. Let's have a look at the different options you've got for starting your games and how they work, and see what's available. So then, when you click start, you have main campaign, sandbox, and weekly challenge. If you want to load up, you do have to hit continue, and that will bring up all of your previous saves. If you hit main campaign, you get this beautiful like globe that spins around and shows you the maps you have available to you. The more IP you earn, the more cities and things that you will get to unlock, and you get an IP score and a symbol to show you whether you've beaten it in what level. What would be nice is if they had a list mode where you could turn this into just a list, make it a bit easier than trying to find cities you've not already done yet. Then you've got sandbox, which is basically just starting a city from scratch and really getting into the crux of it there, or your weekly challenge, which is going to be just your sort of in-game challenges to do within a certain city. It's really nice, and I really like the way that this has been done, but having the option there wouldn't be a bad thing. Let's jump into one of my previous saves and show you how I'm doing and what it is you've got to do on each city. Okay, here we are. The best way that I could really show you this is from midnight. So at midnight every day you will get an end of day report, show you how much profit you've made, how much expenses you've got going on, your efficiency and everything like that. You've got all your information on the screen, and it pauses the game to allow you to make any changes and things that you want to do before the new day starts. And it's very simple. What's nice about this is that you don't have to worry about the roads, you don't have to worry about any buildings that come up, you don't have to worry about literally anything, just the power grid. And what that means is that you can, instead of having to worry about where the lines are going to go, you just literally build and try and keep your power afloat. Each city that you start will have an objective, a main objective that you can do with extra objectives that you can get more points. This one is just keep it above 50% for the first 50 days. We're on day 7. It will also say how often you're going to get new cities being built, new areas and stuff. And as it expands, obviously your power outages become more demanding, and you've got little in-game options that can happen, so disasters and things, and you get research points. It's very in-depth, but it is purely focused on the power. And I really like that, because a lot of the time when I play city builders, you can find that you are very overwhelmed with having to do everything. This just takes that concept and focuses on one single thing. Really, really good. You can see everything. If you hover over any house, you can see where it's drawing its power from, how strained it is, how much power it's using. It gives you a lot of information to really sort of micromanage this as you seem fit. You have all of your buildings down here. You've got your money up in the top right hand corner and anything that may or may not be happening. Now, obviously, I've paused it and I've already fixed the repair here. They had a riot and the power lines got damaged, but we have repaired it. And as soon as I hit play, it will fix itself. Then you've got research points. And these unlock over days, and the more research points you've got, the more bonuses you can get. So obviously we've reinforced the transformers and given staff better training so that for maintenance times it's much quicker. And you can choose whether you want to upgrade or save them and try and get better and higher things. You can bulldoze things like trees and stuff down to make way for bigger and better buildings. And you do have to take into consideration how far away your dirty fossil fuel power stations are from the city, because otherwise you will make your residents very unhappy if it is too close. Once you get to the higher up power lines, so your clean solar energy and biomass products and stuff like that, it won't matter as much because it's going to be clean energy and people aren't going to mind. It's a very in-depth game, and I'm very, very happy with it so far. You can only pause it at night. You can only pause it at midnight. You can't do it before then. And what that means is that you have to be very careful about what happens, and you've got to be very on the ball with your time as it's going if you want to repair it before nightfall. You can then add more stuff. So obviously my battery bank here is full. So if I wanted to, I could buy another one. And as you sort of go up, you can get more. So we're gonna spend a bit more here, and we're gonna put it on that side. There you go. And then we're gonna connect to it with high voltage. Done. And then what that can do is that can start doing more things, and it's going to make it more efficient, and will keep your user rating quite high. And that really is all there is to the game. You've got pools down here and down here, so you can introduce hydro energy later on. You've got hills where you can put your fan energy on, and you've just basically got to keep an eye on it. If I had any concern with this game, the concern I would have is that it is quite slow to progress through each day of nothing happening. If you have to wait 7 days before your city expands, then you are just doing a lot of seeing your profits and then skipping, and then seeing your profits and then skipping, and so on and so forth. And that can be a little tedious at times and maybe not all that fun. However, once the game starts to get going and you have really seen what's available and worked it as you can, it gets very interesting very quick. And I can imagine once you've got to the higher levels and a higher difficulty where the city is spawning at such a rate and you've got very high demands, that it's going to get quite chaotic quite quickly. And I'm a fan of that. I like the way it eases you in. The writing for the tutorial is very good. There's a bit of fourth wall breaking in there as well. So overall, I am very, very, very happy. This game is awesome. It's a new take on a city builder, and as you know, I do love my city builders. So there you have it. It's Power to the People. It comes out on Steam tomorrow, February the 8th. So go and check it out and see what you think. Thank you very much for watching, guys. I shall see you all next time. Ciao, ciao.